Hi, this is Catherine with another video on Sculpt Studio for Second Life, and once again I'm going to be expanding on my basics of sculpting video. This time I'm going to show you how to fix the texture on your tabletop and on these sides so that it's more proportional to that we made on the legs. And to do that we're going to be using what's called a custom slice. And I don't want you to think that this is the only thing that you can use custom slices for, because it's far from it. Custom slices are probably the most powerful tool that you have in Sculpt Studio. The major reason for using a custom slice is to change the shape of your sculpt, and I'm going to be showing that in more detail in another video. Now you'll see over here on the table on the right we have our texture map. And one more thing I'm going to tell you about this texture map is that wherever there's a cross in the lines, that's where there's a point inside your slice. Now you remember we had slices going along this way, and there's a slice here, and so on. Now in this particular slice here, each of these crosses is a point inside that slice. On the table on the left over here, you'll see we only have points on the edges of the table. And that's because we used a 4-vert square. And remember, all the points in the 4-vert square are piled up in the corners. So you only see one of those points here, and the rest of the points are hidden. So what we're doing is we're spreading out the points inside the slices. And that's going to help you with your texture up here, make it not look so stretched out. Now up here I have some tables with textures applied, and you can see what's happening here. The table on the left, the texture is really blurry and stretched out. And the table on the right, you can see it now looks like wood, and it's proportional to our legs. Now I'm going to pause for a minute, and then we'll come back and see how to do this. Okay, I've got everything all set up here with 6 slices spread out on each side of the table, ready to edit, just like I did in my last video. And because we're using the same number of slices everywhere, we don't have to recalculate our slices. Now remember, I had to recalculate slices on the previous videos because we were changing the number of slices we were using on the tabletop, and that just goes to show you how important planning is. You really want to plan ahead of time how many slices you're going to be using and where you're going to be using them, or you can end up having to do your sculpt over again. Now I've loaded all the slices with 4-vert squares because we still need the 4-vert squares for our table legs. But for the tabletop, it's going to be easier for us to start with the circular default texture. And to change that back, what I'm going to do is click slice 0, click from here, click slice 15 to here, click my mat, click my range 0 to 15, then load, and circles. And you'll see they all change into circles. And that way we have the circular slice shapes we need to start for the tabletop, and we still have the 4-vert squares for our legs. Now we're ready to start editing the slices. So we're going to start with slice 5 here. So I'm going to move that up out of the way so we can see it. And it's always a good idea to put your slices right on a nice even grid number so that it's easier to move your points around and get them on grid. So I'm going to edit this slice. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 point in each of the corners, and then we're going to distribute the rest of the points along the top and bottom of the slice evenly. So we go over here and we're going to start with point 0, which is the darkest blue. We're going to move that, move it out to the edge of the slice, and then up to the corner. And that gives us one of our corners. Then we're going to go over to this side, and we're going to have slice 7 over here. That way we'll have 8 points on the top. So we'll slide that out then. Slide that up there. And now the bottom corner is going to be 0.8. So we'll get that into place. And the other corner is going to be 0.15. Okay, now we have our 4 corners placed. To get the points in the middle, what we're going to do, get out of edit mode, and we're going to click on slice or point 0, say from here, click on point 7, say 2 here, then we click our slice, pick our range 0 to 7, and then pause XYZ. And you'll see that puts all the points right along there, evenly spaced. So we'll do the same thing down here with 0.8 from here, 0.15 to here. Click the slice, click our range, and click pause XYZ. And that's our custom slice. You'll see all the points are evenly spaced, so that's going to give us a nice even texture. Now we can close this. Remember, close saves your changes and cancel gets rid of your changes. And that's our first custom slice. Now we want that to go into slice 4 as well because we're doubling up our slices. So we will click the slice, say copy, copy slice, click 4, paste, paste slice, and then we're also going to paste it into 3 because we're going to continue editing it some more. So we will paste and paste slice. Now we're done with this slice, so we can move it back into place, and we're going to pull up slice 3. Now slice 3, we're going to do similar to like we did in the last video. We're going to take all the points that are on the top and move them down so that they're in the same place as the points on the bottom, so we get that closing slice. Remember our custom closing slice. So what I'm going to do is click or edit 0.0, grab all the points, and then just slide them down. And there they are, all on top of the other points. And that slice is done, so we can close that. Now again, we want to copy and paste our slice shape into the other slices. Now we're done with slice 3, so I'll move that back down. Next we're going to work on slice 1. So I'll slide that up. And come in here and edit it. Now we're going to do the same as we did in the last video. We're going to move all the points into the center of the slice. So to do that, we're going to have to do these a couple at a time here. And I'll pause and finish this. Okay, and there I have my slice with all the points in the bottom middle. So I can close this slice. Once it gets done there, I can copy it, paste it into 0. Then move it back into place. And there you have 1/2 of your tabletop done. Next, you just take the slices on the left, copy them into the appropriate slices on the right, like I've shown you in the last video, and move your slices back into place. Get your legs done, get your slices distributed in between on the sections, sculpt it, and you're done. And there's one more important thing that I have to tell you, so don't go away. Okay, one thing I should have told you at the beginning of the video and I forgot was about the Sculpt Prim that comes up above your edit frame. When you first create this, the creator's name is the black box. Now you can change that so that your name comes up as a creator, and to do that there's a process to doing that, and that's outlined really well in a YouTube video by Jacob Forsyth SL, and it's titled Making the Sculpt Prim Your Prim. So you're going to want to go ahead and do that so that you always come up as the creator of your prim. Now if you have any questions or you need any help completing any of these videos, you can IM me in World. My name is Catherine Resident, or you can post your questions here. And I hope this video was helpful, and thank you for watching.